Drop it in the chat. We always love to find out maybe where you're zooming in from. So I'm going to drop a quick chat. I am talking to you from Chicago. Maybe in the chat, let me know you're out there and drop in let us know where you're zooming in from. And while we wait for some folks to hop on, we'll give you a moment. All right. Great. Well, we have a very quick presentation to share with you tonight. Talk to you a little bit about Carbon Crew and our work with students like yourselves. We have a program that'll allow you to get your service hours while also creating personal climate action plans. And those personal climate action plans are these commitments to living a more sustainable life. I hope that some of the folks here are finding themselves in a place where oh, you know what? It looks like I see what it looks like our chat is disabled. Let me try to work on that for you all. Thanks for letting me know that, Gabriella. Appreciate that. Looks like it's in the Q&A. So apologies about that. We're doing a webinar style. So, but let me walk you through a little bit about Carbon Crew. And I'm happy to answer any questions. You can drop them in the Q&A. Looks like our chat for some reason is disabled, so apologies about that. But again, my name is Mark. I'm here with Carbon Crew. I'm excited to share our program with you. And I love to start Carbon Crew Project. And CREW stands for Carbon Reduction for Earth Well-Being. And our mission is to inspire and empower individuals to create personal climate action plans. And through that, that reveals their own power to reverse global warming and build a regenerative future. And our organization is a nonprofit, it's a charity, and our vision is a world where each person recognizes their capacity for meaningful action. And that's going to drive us to an exponential transformation towards a flourishing planet. And what does that all mean? It just really comes down to the fact that there are a lot of things that we can be doing in our lives that truly make a difference for the environment. My plan was to have a few of the folks from Carbon Crew, a couple of the founders on tonight. We're having a little bit of a technical difficulty. So I'm going to share a little bit of the story, take you back to, how this all came to be. But back in the pandemic, Carbon Crew was founded, and it was founded by three really amazing women who've spent such a big part of their lives being champions for the planet and really being at the forefront. And they're all now retired, and it's really amazing to see folks in their generation who truly care about the world that they are leaving to their children and their grandchildren and to your children and to your grandchildren. And there's a saying, we don't necessarily inherit the world from our ancestors. We are actually borrowing it from the future generation. And there's Joe. Hey.
Hey.
Great. I'm so glad that we had some technical issues. So thanks for working through that, Joe. Everyone, this is Josephine DeVincenzi, Joe, as we affectionately call her, and she's one of the founders of Carbon Crew. And Joe, I was just given a little bit of background of how it started. So your timing's actually perfect. And I wonder if maybe you could just share with the group maybe just a little bit about how Carbon Crew came to be when you, Darr, and Sheila started to think about this back in 2020.
Great. Well, thanks everybody, and thanks for joining the call and hopefully the potential of joining Carbon Crew. When we all gathered, we were connected by Southampton High School, where I happened to be principal at the time, and we were all, Sheila and Darr, the other two co-founders, had young people in the high school, and we all just centered around key activities, and one of them was the environment. And we stayed friends through the years, and I think we've always been involved with environmental actions in our community and the way we conducted our lives. And we came together on this concept of figuring out how we could make the best difference. And we all listened to a UN presentation on their environmental research. And we were all blown away by the fact that we heard the United Nations say that 2/3 of all greenhouse gas emissions came from decisions we made at the household level. So there was no more blaming government and corporations. We had to look at ourselves, take responsibility, help other people understand what were the things that the 8.2 billion of us could do that could really make a huge difference. And we came upon the concepts of drawdown, and the project that started that really is the most comprehensive uh, plan to really make the crisis of climate into an opportunity. And we were all very positive, optimistic people, and we still are. Despite all the setbacks, we believe that reaching especially young people with this message that you can make a difference today, and the power that you hold is really significant. You can influence not only your own family, but I saw as a principal how students could have more say in the way our school was conducted than myself. They would go to board meetings and they'd make a case. When I was principal, we stopped smoking by teachers in their faculty room. And young people said, well, if we can't smoke in the building, why is it good for them? So young people got together and they came to me and I said, hey, go to the board meeting. And I went with them and they started a trend that happened before the government stopped smoking in public buildings. So you can make a huge difference. And if you join Carbon Crew, you'll see the very simple things that you and your family can do to make a real difference in the world. Because every decision we make will have an impact on the world, for better or worse.
Hmm.
So that's why we got involved, and we're staying involved.
Awesome. Awesome. And for the folks here, I will share, um, Joe had mentioned Project Drawdown. For those of you who are familiar with Project Drawdown, it's the work of an environmentalist named Paul Hawken. And Paul has been, such an incredible leader in the environmental space. So if you're not familiar with him, I really encourage you to check out his work. He inspired a filmmaker, a documentarian named Damon Gameau. And Damon is out of Australia. And Damon created this absolutely beautiful documentary, and it's called 2040. And 2040 has become the sort of source material that we use at Carbon Crew. And essentially, what we would ask all of you to do to participate in Crew and how you earn your service is we ask you to watch that documentary, and we ask you to watch it in 5 very specific sections. And along with each one of those sections, we ask you to participate in a live discussion about that section. And in the process of that, we give you the tools to build your own personal climate action plan. We call that a PCAP. And that PCAP is a list of commitments of things that you can be doing in your own life, in your own homes, to support what Joe just said. If 2/3 of greenhouse gases are coming from decisions at the household level, something that struck all of us is we realize if we're the problem, it's a very empowering thing because then that means that we're also the solution. So if we can change the behaviors and we can stop telling people to make all the plastic because we're buying it, all those sorts of things that we could be doing, it will have the impact. So what we ask you to do as part of your service is to watch this documentary in 5 sections. We get together on Wednesday evenings, 8 p.m. Eastern, and we have a discussion. In that discussion, we talk about the things that resonated with you from what you prepared for that session, what you watched. We also give you some, new fresh material to look at as well. And then we talk about your personal climate action plans. And we're creating this movement. We're starting to create this community of people who care, right? People like yourselves. And these little actions start to really, really add up. And what I wanted to share with you all, if I can share my screen with you really quickly once again, and actually I have to update this number because we're up to almost 20,000 now. This year, we've had students like yourselves commit to almost 20,000 actions, which is removing millions of metric tons, millions of kilograms of of CO2 out of the environment every year. And it all comes from these little actions that we take. And Nikayla, the documentary is called 2040, and I'm actually going to show you. Let me just show you a slide really quick. I'm going to pull it up on my screen for y'all. And I'm going to walk you through how you can get involved. So essentially what we ask you to do at Crew is here is the documentary. It's called 2040. It is really a breathtaking film. One of the parts about it that we love so much is it's positive, right? So much of the conversation around climate can be really scary and it can put us into a place of fear. And what happens if we're in a place of fear? We can't act. But when we're in a place of hope, we can. And that's what we are so proud of with Carbon Crew is it puts you in a place of hope. It shows you what's happening around the world. It shows you that people are caring, are making a difference. They are taking steps towards it, and you can do it as well. So what do we do in Carbon Crew? We have you watch the film, you create a plan, you talk about it with your peers. We have a little fundraiser that you do to help us keep the nonprofit going forward. And that's it. And then you part of this community. I just got off a call with a school in Mississippi. I think it's our fourth school now. They all went through Crew, the students went through Crew, and now they're taking it to their school and they're doing another club. They're going to do a Carbon Crew at their school. Another way for them to continue to earn service and really spread the word. So as a participant in Crew, we ask you to attend 5 live sessions. We do those every Wednesday at 8:30 Eastern. Before the session, you do the short prep. It's really simple. We ask you to create a personal fundraising page. We ask you to help us raise some funds for the organization. We show you how to do that. And completing those three tasks will you'll earn your service hours. And why it matters is because this is all about creating personal climate action plans. And I can share with you, my kids are now, my son is out of college, my daughter's about to graduate college. When they were your age, because I know most of you are high school students, when they were your age, they had a tremendous amount of influence in our home. So when you go through this program, I think you're going to start to see that you'll develop a deeper understanding of some of the simple things that you can do that actually make a big impact. And you can also be that inspiration to your families and to your inner circle to help them, shape how they are interacting and living a more sustainable lifestyle. So what I'm sharing with you on the screen right now, I'm going to provide to you all on the screen. I'm going to drop it into the chat in just a moment. And this will give you all the steps to get started. But basically, what we ask you to do as a Crew participant is each session, we ask you to attend 5 live sessions. You can come, you don't have to come every week. If you need to stagger that out, it's okay. We have folks in all different sessions attending at the same time. We know how to work that. So you can have the flexibility to come to at least 5 sessions. And before you come to the session, we ask you to click into these little prep materials. Click in it. You can watch the film right in the prep link. You'll answer a couple questions there, and then you will register to come to the live session, and we just have a discussion. It's a very friendly discussion. There's no judgment. It's all really good vibes, and the whole idea is to connect everyone and to give you an opportunity to not only experience the documentary and the material through your eyes, through your perspective, but through everyone else's. And I can't tell you how powerful that is to start to see these topics through other people and what's resonating with them. And it's really a beautiful experience. So I encourage you all to do this with us and to participate with us. We would love to have you. So
And I just want to interject that, 2040 is 15 years away. So by the time you're in your 30s, in the middle of your professional lives, we know and hope that the things that we're not just talking about, as Mark said, the thing that separates Crew from many times being in classes and being talked at is it's asking you to read this material hear other people and how they're engaging with it, but then to make commitments, to set up that personal climate action plan. And I just want to add one more final thing, that when you do this on a personal level, and then you take it to your family and or to your school, you know, many of you are going to be going on to post-secondary education. And I will say that the thing that separates, and I've heard many a presentation on what makes you a good candidate for school, it's not just what you can score on tests, it's what you can show in your material that you present to the school that separates you from other people. And your participation in crew is a sign of two things. Leadership, number one, that many of you will lead that conversation with your friends, with your family, and with your school. And if any of you get to the point which a number of crew grads have done to bring this to your high school, and we can help you do that, my God, does that look great on your college application? And to speak to how you first and foremost walked the talk yourself and then was able to share the information and the optimism of crew with others. That is a huge plus for you to demonstrate beyond your own scoring on exams what you're capable of in terms of leadership. So it can create other opportunities for you. Crew doesn't just mean carbon reduction for Earth well-being. That's what it stands for. It also is the way we work together in small teams. Because one of the quotes that really inspired our group was the quote by the very famous sociologist Margaret Mead. Never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it's the only thing that ever has. So we want you on our crew team, and we look forward to seeing you on Wednesday evening.
Awesome. So I just placed a link in the chat, and hopefully you can all see that. I'm going to email this out to everyone as well who registered. So thanks so much for all the folks who are on, and just in case you don't aren't able to get that link, but it is in the chat, and there's a link actually to this toolkit. And what I would love to encourage everyone to do, one is to give this a shot. I'd love to invite you to participate in crew. And I'll kind of share with you, the a few other things that I wanted to touch on. So one of the things that we ask you to do is attend the 5 sessions. Um, but it's a unique thing that we do each month. We also hold like a bonus session. So you can absolutely participate in that. We call that our office hour. And that would count as one of your 5 sessions. We actually have one coming up this week. You don't have to do any prep work for it. You can just come and participate in it. It'll count as one of your sessions. And so I wanted to put the registration link to that. It's a free, session. It will be this Thursday at 8 p.m. And this week we are talking with, we have two speakers um, uh, who are going to talk about something called mini forest revolution, which is happening. People are, all over the world are um, growing these mini forests, which are having a huge impact on the planet. And our other speaker will be talking about called two-thirds for the birds. And it's this concept around the sort of plants and things that we have around our house that we're really making sure that we're thinking about the things that we're growing. Our environment around us is supporting the wildlife in our areas, and how much of a huge difference that can make. So I want to encourage you to come check that session out. That is this Thursday, and I'm going to put the link to that right here in the chat. Let me do that here. I will put that in the chat here for you all. I encourage you to register for that. And what's kind of cool about that is you can come this week And that'll get one of your sessions already taken care of for you. So I just dropped that into the chat. And then I want to give you a link for part of what we ask you to do at Crew is to attend the 5 sessions, to create your personal climate action plan, and to do a little fundraiser for us. And the way we do that fundraiser is actually, I'm going to give you that link here. I'm going to ask you if you would create a campaign page with us. That'll actually bring you onto the Crew team. So let me give you that link now. I'm going to drop that here in the chat, and I'll give you all a moment to do that. And for those who are watching the recording, you can actually scan. So give you all a second to do that. Feel free to keep questions coming. I'm answering some questions. The documentary is called 2040. Awesome. And when you create the campaign page, it's a 2-step process. You'll click create an account. It'll prompt you to take a look in your inbox. You just have to confirm your email address and log back in. So give you all a second to do that. All doing great. All right. Oh, awesome. Great to see some folks joining the team. Nardine, so a couple questions coming in the chat. I'm just going to talk to them live. Where can we watch the documentary? You're going to actually watch that right in the prep material. Right when you go into the toolkit, you'll see a link for your prep material. You'll see a link to watch the film right in there. Funding goal, we try to ask for folks to raise $100 for us. It's a pretty simple task. You can also, if you don't choose the fundraising path, you can also bring 5 friends through Crew and take them all the way through. Eldana, I think the way this is set up, if you could type your question to Q&A, I can answer it there. You can use a different email address as long as you remember someone asked you to use the same email address. You don't have to. You can use a different one. I'd love to give you all the link to actually register for Crew. We don't have a Crew this Wednesday. We have it next Wednesday and each Wednesday after. So I'm gonna drop that link in for you to register for a live session. You're all doing great. Thanks for answering. Thanks for asking questions. Love it. Okay, so this is the link. Register for the upcoming Crew. And you're going to get all this in an email right after the session once I get all the registrations. But we would love to see you at our next Crew. And that will be the 12th
Yes.
Wednesday. Next Wednesday. So we do have an office hour this week. Would love to see you there and love to see you at the next office hour. But can tell you we've had about 1,000 kids come through the program right now. It's been wonderful to see. I know I just spoke with a young student out of the school in Mississippi. They're going to put a Carbon Crew program in their school now. And Joe actually just wrote them a letter of recommendation. So that's Hex Joe. She's gonna do that, which is great.
Terrific.
And yeah, so I think there's a lot of opportunity here for some great conversation, some great connection. You earn 40 service hours. We give you a certificate. We're happy to sign off on your hours. If you need any verification, we're listed on all those platforms and we're happy to help you. We, of course, want you to get the hours. We want to support you. And I think you'll find it to be really engaging, a lot of fun. The documentary is just awesome. And coming up, Damon, actually, the filmmaker, will be screening as a brand new film, which has not been released in the United States yet. And on December 3rd, he's going to do a special screening. So once you come on board, we'll have a special screening for you as well. So I'm going to take questions for see if there's any more questions. I will send a link through email. Great question there. Aldana, look for that. I usually get the list. Leah, we try to have you raise that over the time before you finish. Um, some folks do the 5 sessions all in a row. Um, some folks space it out just based on their timing. Oh, awesome. I see all these folks coming to crew. I hear you all now. That's so great. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Oh, I love it. Welcome, everyone. You know, Isabella, I can't, Isabella asked, how hard is it to get a carbon crew added to your school? I can't speak for all schools, but it seems to be a similar process. It looks like you maybe get an advisor. So you sort of connect with maybe a teacher who sponsors the club. I usually meet with the sponsor, kind of walk them through the program, and then we set up the cadence. And kind of what I was just spoke with the school in Mississippi about was that they would take their group, their crew through the 5 sessions. Then they would spend 5 sessions coming up with a school climate action plan and really
Wow.
thinking about how they might be able. And one of the biggest things, everyone, I'll give you one of the top things you can do, but food waste is such a big deal. So if we could have a plan around the cafeteria for leftovers, for the amount of food they're making. So part of their next session was going to be working on food waste and maybe some other things they can do with the school, and then present that to the school board, and we would help support that. So Isabella, every school is going to be a little bit different. But I will always say this, when teachers see students taking an initiative, especially if it's something they care about, they've been really wonderful to work with. So we'll help you navigate through that. Awesome. Awesome. Well, I want to be respectful of everybody's time. It looks like a whole slew of you have now registered, which is fantastic. So I hope to see you at our session, our upcoming session. Remember, we've got an office hour Thursday. You can pop in, just kind of check that out, and then join us for our next crew, which is going to be on Wednesday, the 12th. So we will see you there, and appreciate you all so much. Documentary is someone asked where you can watch the documentary. It's actually in the prep material, so you'll see a link to it, and you'll get that's actually in the chat. But I'll also email that to you all. And I want to say a special thank you to National Society of High School Scholars. It's been wonderful to work with you all. And I can just say that we've met some of the most inspiring young people that gives us a tremendous amount of hope for the future. So appreciate
Yes.
you all so very much. Joe, thanks for being with us tonight. And
My pleasure.
we look forward to seeing you all. Thanks, everyone.
Have a good evening.
Good evening, all.